Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream, Fight CPS and Stop Taking Our Children. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and it's a warm welcome. I know you come across an entity called the Child Protection System that I call. No fret, I'm here. I will help. I too was a victim of CPS. Now, tonight's live stream is a chance for you all to either hang on to your children or get your children back. And you hear the word fight, and it's so sad that we have a government entity that's gone rogue. Not all CPS is bad, not all CPS is good. I say right now it's a 50-50 long shot, whether you got bad CPS or good CPS. There's enough of them that are so bad. I know California has 58 counties, and 25 of them are rogue or bad. North Carolina's got 100 counties. I think maybe 10 are bad. I don't know. I don't know what's bad or good. But that makes it very difficult to deal with CPS. Now, I call CPS the Child Protection System and abbreviate CPS. It has been many different names in all the different states and counties. Every county has a CPS, and every state has counties. And these counties are the ones that administrate within that county your case. Now, it wasn't until 1962 that the government decided that there'd be a government entity that would help out with their children's welfare. We've been trying to protect our children for over 400 years, 425 years to be exact. It started in the 1600s in the early colonial day. We're trying to protect our children. And the history of child welfare is divided into three parts. Part one is from 600 AD to 1875, and then from 1875 to 1962, and then from 1962 to the present. That's the history. Now, the reason why those dates are picked in 1875, that was the turning point when children were roaming wild in New York. And high societies, these are the ones that are very wealthy, decide to reach out and help out children through homes. If you know the movie or the play called Annie, it's about a girl that's an orphan in New York on the streets, and she was brought up in an orphan home. Anyway, they started helping out, taking care of her children. For a long time, our children have been commodities, meaning that they're very important to the family because they do a lot of the work. It wasn't too much later in life that they started to think about education for the children and thought about the harsh working conditions, like the mines where 5-year-olds were made to dig for coal by their hands deep in the ground. Or children working in sweatshops and stuff like that. So in 1875, we had these high societies. Also, we had that period in time when the first immigrants were being rounded up. These were our Native American Indians. They were the first immigrants. They're long here before everybody, even before the Vikings. The Vikings were the second immigrants. The Vikings came here too, but they made it explore. They got as far west as the Mississippi, Missouri, far north as Nova Scotia, and far south of Rhode Island. I think that's where I've heard reports of Viking artifacts. But they didn't ever stay too long because the native Indians were hostile towards them. The Vikings were hostile too. So I guess two hostile entities didn't get along very well. They did try a settlement in Greenland and Iceland. Anyway, after the Vikings came, the Europeans, the Portuguese, the English, the French, the Irish, the Germans, the Dutch, the Spaniards, all the entities in Europe were settling in North America. And at first, it was the English people came over there, and England thought of as the Americans as an English colony. They had a colony in Canada, a colony in the United States. But everybody was escaping persecution, religious persecution, debts, and so forth. They were coming here. A lot of criminals were brought here. But anyway, going back to 1875, the American Indians were rounded up and put on reservations. Their children were rounded up and put into private schools where they were disciplined harshly, abused harshly, and then had their hair cut off and no longer can wear the native costumes or participate in native ceremonies or the language or even eat the native food. They're being brainwashed, alienated into what the people of the United States thought was best interest for these Indians. But I sometimes wonder if the American people were more savage than the American Indians. So in 1875, they were put over in like Oklahoma to grow corn on dust. That won't grow. When you got Indians that hunt game and so forth, they don't know anything about farming. So it's really abuse of the Indians for a long time. It wasn't until 1978 when they had the Indian Child Welfare Act. 1978. It took over 103 years to finally help out the Native American Indians, the first immigrants to North America. And it does help them because it says if you're a Native Indian, your children are Native Indians, then they can be taken care of by the tribe on the reservations. The tribe will do family utilization. And that's what the ICWA is all about, is how they do that and how they're supposed to investigate. But a lot of social workers are lazy and they don't want to do it. I'm telling you right now, the child protection system is corrupt. They retaliated. It's all about money. And it really, you won't get a fair shake in it. I'm sorry to say that. But we do have a government efficiency DOJ that's investigating all the governments, and they say that this government may be bad. I mean, our current government agencies, like social services, Social Security, a lot of them they're investigating. Now, we have some people that come in our room, and I'm sitting there already talking a mile a minute here, and I should address and welcome the people that come to my room. We have the Enchanted Rock Art Girl. Well, that's a new one. Who is the Enchanted Rock Art Girl? She starts off, they didn't give me a chance for maternal grandmother to take of their children. That is sad. That is sad. Now, Enchanted Rock Girl, there's several of you. I'm going to put up my notice about how we do text messages and how it's the easy way to accept them. So if you want to text me a message, I'm great. I'm glad for it. Please make it a question or a comment about CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, your state, and if you're outside the United States, put down your country. Also, please tell me about your CPS from the beginning to where you're at. It's very hard to play ping pong ball. It's a lot of fun playing ping pong ball, but doing it with 2 words there, 2 words there, back and forth. Yes, a simple question, and it takes forever. So try to tell me all that. So that's how you text a message. That's what's really, really important. That's how you text a message. Okay. That's why.
Is the camera on? Wait, how much for it?
It's okay. They just see the back. Okay, so that's to be the text and messages. Now, the second way you can do it is to be a guest on my live stream. I love you all to be a guest. Now, my show is 7 days a week, twice a day. In the evening, I come on at 7 p.m., whether it's the weekend or the weekdays at 7 p.m. And on the morning, I have 2 different show times. One on the weekend at 8 a.m. in the morning, The other one at 10 o'clock, at 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning. That's Monday through Friday. So it's 10 o'clock Monday through Friday. And on the weekends, it's 8 a.m. They're 1 hour long live stream. I broadcast on a software application called StreamYard that uses YouTube. The times I give you are the times on the West Coast of California. I'm broadcasting from Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the ocean. But the second way of being a guest on our show is all you have to do is let our show producer, Grace, who is off on Sunday, but she'll be here Monday through Saturday. She, in fact, was on this morning. I had a terrible trouble this morning with my show. For some strange reason, my rooms weren't created, and I was lost to where the backups of the rooms were. But we got that worked out. She actually appeared. I could not believe it. She was in my room. I was in my room trying to figure out what to do, and all of a sudden, my show producer on her day off showed up. So that was great. And I really want to thank her. She goes the extra mile to help out. I really do. So anyway, become a guest. I can have up to 9 of you. With me makes 10. And we can talk and exchange stories and help other people that are in predicaments. I think a guest is a great way to do because you get the flavor of 10 different people. Okay, so get the emails out to Grace, and she'll give you a link. You just copy and paste in your browser. If you get on and you knocked off, use that link again. It's good for the whole show. Also, some general rules is that we don't use profanity or eat or smoke in the room. Also, we don't use the names of children, judges, or social workers. Now, the last way you can participate in this live stream is to call in. My number's up. It's 626-698-0990. I love to hear from you. I'm available right now to talk to, and I'd love to hear from you that you can tell me about your story, about the issues that you're encompassing and how it can help you. I do help people that call in and people that voice in and so forth. It does work. I'm here to help you free of charge. I'm here to help you free of charge. Now, we should have had some more messages here. We still have Enchanted Rock Girl. I'm just going to call it Girl. So we still have Girl in the room. And, oh, they're in Riverside County. Great. They're in the United States. That's California. They wouldn't let me see the children. Now, are you the grandparent or the parents? Now, Girl said, my daughter lost her 3 children after the police came to her trailer that they were staying at and talked to her oldest son that was 3 years older at the time, and they took all these kids. Was it the police or was it the social workers? Did they have a warrant? How did they take the children? Now, Girl says we're in Riverside County, and they wouldn't even let me see the children. Well, that's terrible. Kinship should always be able to see the children. There should be no restrictions on that, unless there's a chance of bodily harm or something. Now, we have another person that I don't recognize called Valerie Sabalos. So we have Val and Girl. So Val and Girl are in the room. They're both from California. And she said in a box me on Facebook. I don't know what you mean by that. In the box me on Facebook. Okay. Well, Girl says now she has her parental rights, and we have no idea where the children are, who has them. We couldn't contact them or anything. What can we do? Well, I need to know a lot about this case. Was there a mother and father? Was it child abuse, child neglect, or both? And so, are we talking about mother and father relationship, or maybe it was just a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, where it may be? So, why did the your daughter lose parental rights? Why? Now, Girl says, "Oh, her name is Michelle. Good, I can stop calling Girl." All right, Michelle. Hi, Michelle, and you're from Riverside County in California. I'm calling from California, Riverside County. My daughter lost her three children, and we're trying to get them back. Where did she lose them? In Riverside County. How did she lose them? Is the father still involved? All right, we got a phone. Well, maybe someone wants to talk on the show. I hope it is. Hello, this is Bob Pace, and you've reached my live stream here. And who do I have the pleasure of talking to? Okay, right, gotcha. Glad to meet you, Michelle. I'm so glad you're calling in. Now, are you the grandmother of these grandchildren? Okay, and so you had a daughter who got involved with CPS. What did that daughter do that drew CPS to her? Okay, okay. And was the boyfriend the father of the kids? And how many kids we're talking about? How many kids? Two, one, three? Okay, there are three kids, and the boyfriend was the father. They were never married, then, right? But they weren't at the time of CPS involvement. Okay, so your daughter was dating a guy. They had children first, and then they decided to get married. What made them decide to get married after having the children? Oh, okay. And is that a court appointed attorney or attorney that she hired? Okay, then. Good luck. I can throw a quarter up in the air and never know where it's going to land. Court appointed attorneys aren't the real thing. Court appointed attorneys are lazy. They're not trained in juvenile law, family law, or dependency law. They're lucky if they're trained in criminal law. On top of that, they're freshly out of court and they don't know too much. And they just go with whatever CPS says because CPS pays for them. So I'm trying to tell you, it makes it a crooked system. It's like having the fox bunk with the chickens. You wouldn't want to have the fox bunk with the chickens. All the chickens would be gone. So anyway, she has a court-appointed attorney now. Is the boyfriend still involved, or was he away for a while? Oh boy! And you call me now. We should call me before they lost their rights. I could have helped you.
Something happened or because my mom hated us and they wanted to but what gave them everything else but because it was expired.
Yeah, I don't think people. I don't think people that are 77 are elderly. I don't think they're dinosaurs because I'm 75. So your mom is still a very young woman, and good, good. So we don't want to think of as elderly. All right. I think the definition of elderly is how you feel and how you look. But anyway, um, she has been trying to help out. You lost the custody to your daughter. So these are great grandchildren. Your grandchildren. Wow. How old is your child? Wow. God, you guys sound so young. So you got the grandmother. You. How old are you? Wow. Oh boy. So you have 78, 48, and 30. And how old are the children? How old are the children when they were taken? Okay, why couldn't they stay with you? Why couldn't they? I asked you, why couldn't they? Did you ask? Did your daughter have a plan? Well, that's so they can get money. That's so they can get money. They want that $20,000 a month. If they're put with you or your mom, then they don't get that 20,000. It's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about lies and deceit and retaliation. Yeah. Wow. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. Jobs are hard to come by. That's really a shame. Yeah, yeah. Well, the first thing you can do, I'm going to put up on the screen, I'm going to remove my phone number for a second, is get the grandparent guide, and your mother can get this guide. Same here, too. It's a step by step guide for California. You're in Riverside, right? All right, here's the guide. It's free. Well, not free. It's $9.99, but I can get it cut in half, so less than $5. But let me get to it. Hold on a second here. Here it is. To get the grandparent guide, which is a step-by-step guide for grandparents in California, it can also be used for other states. But it's how to get your grandchildren, either adopt them or they get guardianship of them. It's a step-by-step guide. It's so easy. All you do is go to stand.store. It's a website. Stand.store. Yeah, it's https colon / www.stand.store / attorney Vincent W. Davis, VWD. It's on my screen. It's on my screen. And they will definitely take care of your needs. I can't say, if things will change from day to day, but you got to be on top of these things. You got to be on top of these things. Okay, now what else would you like for me to help you with? Oh, I'd love to have that. By the way, since you're talking to me on the phone, you qualify for a free 15-minute legal consultation with Mr. Davis. Do you want that? Okay, what you need to do is you make a list of questions and you prioritize the questions. And you do that, in your time other there. And then what you want to do is you're going to email me. Not email me, you're going to text me. Let me get that up there. Let me put there. You're going to text me to the number you just called in on. So you're going to call in. You're going to text me at 626-698-0990. And all you have to do is text me your full name, your email, and your phone number. That's all you have to do. And in turn, I will take that information and give it to my show producer, who will make arrangements with Mr. Davis within the week to talk to him for 15 minutes private Zoom consultation. That going to be okay? All right. Well, that's what you get for calling in. You get a reward. Yeah. And also, you're welcome to call me day after day. Both shows. A lot of people end up calling me all the time. So it's good to meet you, Michelle. And I'll try to remember your name. I'll try to remember your name, Michelle, and from Riverside County. And say hello to your mom. She's not an old dinosaur. She's not an old dinosaur. Now you probably think I'm trying to flirt with her. I'm not trying to flirt with her. But anyway, um, yeah, good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm glad you came in and called in, and I want that text me, and I'll reward you with that free consultation. It'll be set up within about a week. Okay. Yeah. And if there's any other questions, don't hesitate. Don't hesitate. All right. All right. Well, thank you. It was good that you call in. All right. Okay. I'll see you, Michelle. That is Michelle from Riverside, California, who is a grandmother who's her mom's still living, and her daughter had her children taken away, young children, and they're trying to. I think she said she got her children back, got their grandchildren back. But anyway, she wanted information about how to adopt or how to get guardianship of her grandchildren. I sent her the information. Vincent has produced a guide, a step-by-step guide of how to get your children. It's $9.99, but if you use my name, PACE50, they'll give you a discount code of half off. That's PACE50. Will give you a half off on the grandparents guide. So that was refreshing. I'm so glad that I was able to help him out. And her handle, by the way, on YouTube is Enchanted Rock Art Girl. That's Michelle. And so it was a pleasure. Hey, Carrie. Carrie's one of the room regulars. And she was saying, I'm sorry, Michelle, Rock Art Girl, that your grandkids were taken. She's going through that same thing with my three sons. Carrie Sampson is a grandmother. A lot of grandmothers call into the show. And I'm from Burke County, Georgia. And she says, I'll pray they get them back. And thank you. Kurt Sampson has been on my show numerous times from Georgia. It's good to have her from Burke County. Hello, Cruella. You're in early tonight. Congratulations. You're in there. You made it. She calls you Uncle Bob. She's such a sweet person. Okay, Cruella, do a trick, is known as Felicia, and she lives in Oxnard, which is in Ventura County. And she has a horrible case where her brother's trying to evict her out of the home that she's in there taking care of their mom. I guess there's been a falling out or something with her brother, but he's on the warpath. And so I thought for sure he let me talk with these people before he ends up killing the thing. But I want to say that trying to think what else. That was about it. Okay. So that is Krilla. She's trying to find eviction. It's going to happen on the 17th, but she's trying to look it up. I told her to go to the internet and spend hours looking at ways of how to fight eviction. Because her mom owns the home, but her mom's missing. So I guess her brother has the legal affairs, but I don't think he's a good, wise person that wants to work that way. I don't know. I just don't know. Let's look at my notes and see if anything can go on there. So, what are the questions tonight? You know, I have my 5 rules. My rules are rule number 1, get an attorney, get the real thing. Rule 2, do documentation. Document, put in a notebook, put dividers in there. Rule 3, say no to social workers and the police. Don't open your door. Don't let them in your home. Don't let them take your child. Rule 4 is use the internet wisely, meaning you got to know how to find things. Start off by the city, the state. And if you're from a country, put your country, then put the letter CPS. You want specifically something in CPS, follow with that specific question. The specific question. Okay, we have our show time. We've been talking for 44 minutes. Show time 7:44. We have our running time. Our running time says 35 minutes. So we'll go by my running time tonight. That means 25 more minutes. So you can call in or talk about your case or send me something or whatever you want me to talk about. Now, I was talking about the rules real quick. I ended up with rule 4, where you have to research the internet correctly. Use a well named browser like Google Chrome. You'll find out the structure of Google Chrome is very nice to find things. And you want to, you know, okay, Cruel says some things too. What do you got here? Carrie's leaving. I guess she has to go somewhere. Where did she have to go? I know that she was leaving. Well, thank you for dropping in, Carrie. Good night, Mr. Bob. Well, that was sweet of you. I was hoping you'd stay a little bit longer. And Cruella says hello. Thank you, Uncle Bob. Okay. And then Sherry Boach come in. Welcome, Sherry. Now, I don't know where Sherry's from. She's from California, she says. What part of California? What's your case about, Sherry? How can I help you? How can I help you? Thanks so much for the emojis. I already got some love. That's great. And that's from Vincent Sue Lawson. Thank you for your love. And then I got Christina Reynoso, who's a longtime member of my room, who's from Las Vegas, Nevada. So foster care herself, and as a mother, have had a terrible time fighting CPS. And then I also have someone named Diane Yanatsky. I'm not sure if you've been on before, but thank you again for the thumbs up, you people. I love emojis, and thank you very, very much. And Cruella says, so tomorrow I'll begin another aggressive campaign of emails to a list of relevant authorities. Well, you should also have been studying over the weekend all you need to know about doing preventives with your being evicted. You can take out, you can file chapter 7, 11. Usually the favorite one's there against the department, but you need to ask them what you can do. I just want to see my mom and my babies. I know you do, Cruella. I know it's nerve wracking. See, she has 2 babies, but her dad is keeping them, not giving back to her. Her mom's been missing since November. They don't know where her mom's at. She's the one that owns the home, but her brother is sidestepping and convinced the judge otherwise. Now, Sheriff Boyd, who's been on from California, says, I don't have a case, but I have the information you share. Well, I'm glad you have it, because if you ever do have the case, at least you be better prepared. I wasn't. Now, I talked about rule number 4, but the last rule I didn't talk about is rule 5. That's all your documentation. Make copies of it and keep the copies in an envelope. Put it away. Now, that goes for your oh boy, I can't think of the thing. Is there? Lost my train of thought there. You look at the people here. I want to see my mom. I know that, and your babies. I don't have a case, but I have the information. Well, if you don't have a case and you want to help us, I'd love to have people that have knowledge about fighting CPS. All I know is that most of you will have to probably write a letter tonight, and then you have to face it. So hard to get anywhere with the spacing on on your platform, whatever you're trying to figure out. Let me see here. I don't have. Okay, that's what I've been talked about. That was Cheryl Boyd from California. Now, one thing that's nice about calling in or be a guest, you get a free 15-minute consultation with Mr. Davis. All you have to do is, um, if you've done so, you need to ask me, and I'll tell you in secret of how to get that free 15 minutes. Oh boy. I wonder where Miss Sampson had to go so suddenly. I don't know why she had to go so suddenly here. Well, I've had one phone call tonight. I'd love to have some more. I love to have people to talk about their case and share their stories or ask a question. That's all I ask. Oh. No. Okay, Cheryl. Boyd, thank you from California for joining me here tonight. Be safe, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Okay, we have about 15 minutes left of our show time. I'm hoping that someone would want to call in. A couple life skills I like to mention again is you need to get legal insurance. It's very important if you're ever going to have a legal matter that you have legal insurance, because it's really hard to come up with paying the money for legal. And a court appointed attorney is not going to help you. But there are companies that will sell you legal insurance. Some of the premiums between $50 and $1 a day. That's $365 a year. That's not too bad if they can, pay the retainer and fight for your case in CPS or other legal matters. So make sure you look up legal insurance, because we have insurance for medical, we have insurance for cars, houses, where we rent or own. We have insurance for a lot of things. Trip cancellation insurance. There's lots of things that we have. And so that's one thing you need to look for. Also, if they ever come to your home, rule number 3, don't answer the door. Don't talk to them. You not have to talk to them because what you say may incriminate you. Also, if you answer the door, they think they got the rights to walk around your home and grab your children. So don't answer the door. They have to have a warrant, and they got to produce a warrant. Or they got to be, a law enforcement officer enforcing a violation of whatever law that says they have to open the door. Mm. It's been the last 24 hours because I lost a very dear friend. And that was something that was hard to swallow. Okay. Let me see. Oh, Sherry Broad says something else. She says, "Oh, God bless you, and your channel. Thank you so much, Sherry Boyd from California. God bless you." That's something that we mentioned God, and I know that one of the things I've been talking lately about God. You got to have faith, and I've learned some things about God. I say life is like riding a train. I don't know if you all remember the movie Polar Express, but a boy was riding the train. Well, the train tracks the train runs on represent two rails and timber ties that connect them. The left rail I call the circle of life. Now, I got that from the Lion King, where we are all born in this world as helpless and infants, and we all leave this world as helpless and innocent. But the left rail is its circle of life. I want a big circle, not a small circle. I plan to live a long time. The right rail is the stairway to heaven. Now, there's a movie, or not movie. I think there's a movie, but there's a songwriter. I think it's Led Zeppelin, "Stairway to Hell." Anyway, I call the stairway to heaven the right rail. In order to get to heaven, you got to do good deeds. And as you know, the railroad tracks has wooden ties that connect it. So you have to be able to um, you you have to do some good deeds. You have to really do good deeds, and that's what the ties represent: are good deeds. The more ties you have, the longer the train will go, longer the rails will go. And good deeds, there's lots of people do lots of good deeds. I've done over 50 years with the Boy Scouts of America. I've done over 50 years with the American Red Cross. So anyway, you're on this tracks. One, to get to heaven, so you do good deeds. And I've tried to do lots of good deeds. I'm a world traveler. I've been to a lot of countries. And I can help you a lot of ways. And this show is one of them. So I want to help you all. Keep your children or get your children back. Hello, Bartley from Montana. Bartley is from Montana. And Cheryl Boyd just says, um, Arad legal. What do you mean by Arad legal or Arad legal? I'm lost, Sherry Boyd. I know you're telling me good night, but all of a sudden you're back into it. So you're saying something called Arad legal or something. Anyway, I welcome the comments. And you're trying to help other people in here. I got more hearts. Oh, you guys are so nice to me. Wow. I got Cheryl Borb, Christina Reynoso, Sue Lawson, and Donna Yano Sky. And Donna Yano Sky, you're on this morning. I remember the name, and Donna and Christina Reynoso gave me a thumbs up. That's great. That is great. And how's it going with you, Bartley in Montana? How can I help you on there? And I have no idea what Michelle's writing in the room where it says ARAC legal. I don't know what she's talking about. ARAD legal. I don't know what ARAD is. I don't know if somebody's abbreviation or what. Jill says they help people with legal legal something. Legal they help people with legal ISSY, ISSY, ISSY. I don't know what that means. So ARAC Legal, I guess, is the name of a legal firm. Maybe they sell legal insurance. I don't know. But I have about 7 minutes left. It's now 8 o'clock. I normally end my show at 8, but somehow reason we're off late a little bit, so I want to make sure I give you a full hour. I'll make sure you got a full hour and there's any questions you can have there. I'm going to take off my phone number because no one's calling in again, which is okay because people do call me in when they feel like it. They will call in. Now, what did I want to pull up? Okay. Oh, I know I want to tell you about a $60 special. You can also, 15 minutes not enough time to talk to Mr. Davis. You can also do a 30-minute private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. All you have to do is go to the website Canley and set yourself up your own time with your own credit card and everything. But that's really important. That you can also, you get a free 15-minute, a $60, 30-minute. His rate's $500 an hour. The rates vary from $1,000 an hour to $200 an hour. So it depends. It depends. There's an agency I want to put up now called the Department of Doge, DOGE. And I know this is a real one because I had called my social services and they asked me to provide me some information regarding what my claim was and so forth. And after spending, 3 or 4 hours and talking to numerous people, I thought I had licked it. But I guess I haven't. And so I think someone else got it. Um, let me see what else we got here. I'll, I'll leave the Doge thing on right now. And oh, okay, it's called ARAG Legal. I never heard of such a thing. All right, thank you for sharing that, Cheryl. Um, okay, and there's no cost for this ARAG Legal. It's all free. Okay, so now we got another legal entity to check out. I want you all to look that up and see what you can and report back to me and how much it costs and so forth. Now, whatever you do, do not stop. Now, I have been dealing with social service the last couple of weeks to recertified for assistance, and they made a grave error. Oh my goodness. My medical premium went up from $3.12 a month to over $1,300 a month. Apparently, they have me confused. I know that we aren't eligible for Medi-Cal because my Social Security check went up $100, but I still had to provide medical thing for my family. So I got a hold of Covered California, and they quoted me a price, and so I got with Blue Shield of California. But somehow it got mixed up with the other pottery in the house. So I have no big plates to replicate that. But anyway, I want you all to know that I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I'll gladly help you. Hopefully, you guys got some questions or wanted to talk about something. I'm open up to a lot of things. Now, there will be a brief message from my attorney when I sign off. When I stop seeing me, you'll get a message from Mr. Davis. It's a good one. You should listen to it. But whatever you do, don't give up. I didn't. It took me 3 or 4 hours on Friday to correct a mistake by a social worker. It took me asking a supervisor. You see, you have to go to the top to get any help. And you got to be persistent and still demand it. Still demand it. So, with that being said, I want to thank all of you for sharing and for talking on my show. We had Cheryl Boyd in this room, and she says $10 to $20 per month. What is $10? Well, I think that's the legal issue. She says it's very reasonable, $10 to $20 a month, but I don't know if they'll give you a retainer for attorney because that's where you think you get legal insurance. But I'm glad to hear about it. If they do anything for CPS, I'll have to look them up and see for myself. Bartley, it was nice seeing you again from Montana. And let me see who else. We had Sherry Boyd. And then we had Corella, Felicia. Thank you for being in here. And Cheryl Boyd again, and Cheryl Boyd again, and Corella. And then I think we had our first speaker. Oh, we had Carrie Sampson. Good to see you again. Thank you. And we've had some from the Enchanted, the Enchanted Red Art Girl. Okay. And we had the Enchanted Rock Art Girl, Michelle. And it's so good to hear from you, too. And then we have Valerie, and she didn't say where she's from. We're still waiting to hear where she's from. And then we had, I think, who else did we have here? Enchanted, read a rock art girl. That's right. That's Michelle. And she did call in, and thank you so much. So there'll be a brief message from my attorney, Vincent Davis. Pray listen to it. Do not give up. Keep fighting. Keep fighting. You will get your children back. I deeply care about you. So I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Good luck and good night. Now there'll be a brief message from Vincent Davis when I sign off. Please listen to it. And God bless you.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the
last ones left. Put your